Bruno is back, Licha is up, but the hope is not fettered. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Here is team news ahead of our Arsenal game following Erik Ten Hag's press conference. We are reacting to this one now. A big boost to the squad in the return of the captain, Bruno Fernandez. We are subjected to our worst and most shameful loss probably in a long time, as we did lose 4-0 to Crystal Palace because mostly Bruno wasn't there. I can guarantee you, if Bruno was in that game, United wouldn't have swallowed those goals the way they did. At least if they would have come, he would have at least fought something, and at least we pull one or two back. But he showed the importance he has got in this team. What I told you, I don't see Bruno Fernandes missing 2 Manchester United games because of pain in the arm. So he's back training so well, and it is no doubt that he will be available to start. But the bad news is that Lisandro Martinez, who is desperate to return, in the words of Erik Ten Hag, he has even gone to Erik Ten Hag's office and told him, "Boss, I'm ready. I want to play." He says even players like Rafael Varane do want to return. They are desperate. Look, sure, they are all desperate to return because they see the bad situation the club in, and they know how important they are. But Ten Hag says, "I cannot risk the health and fitness of players." So he has said Lisandro Martinez is not ready in his eyes. I honestly think he's lucky thinking about this game, but mostly having two of his eyes on the FA Cup final, thinking maybe it is what could save my job. So that is why perhaps he would want to keep Lisandro Martinez and some of these other players who could be willing to return and able to play against Arsenal, but saying 25th May is the date I want you guys back to surprise Manchester City. But anyway, so Lisandro Martinez won't be there, meaning we might be forced to go back to playing with an unnatural centre back, and I'll talk about that in a bit. If you look critically at my starting 11, I've changed it a bit without Lisandro Martinez, and as you can see, it is not Casemiro in my centre back. I would put Amrabat as a centre back together with Johnny Evans, put back Casemiro in the middle, because that's where the mistakes are. Casemiro is the one who can come in that middle and organize as the holding midfielder. That is what I will do. So you can see in there. So I'll still maintain a solid backline, trying to park the bus, a solid midfield, trying to sort of park the bus against Arsenal. So replace Scott McTominay, who is also back. Yeah, so Scott is also back in and ready to mingle, if I would call it. So some fair updates, to be honest, some fair decent updates. Now again, the other bad news, again, like as some return, others drop off. So Mason Mount, again, fourth injury probably this season. He's also out. He says this one is a short one, but it doesn't matter. The fact that he's not there again shows you how unfit this boy was when we signed him. In the evening, even in Erik Ten Hag's own admission, towards the end of his Chelsea career, he fell off. He was having injuries. He was never fit, but they still went ahead and paid £60 million for him. So who should that be on? Who should we place that on? Is it the fans who are demanding for justification for the 60 million quid they paid for Mason Mount, or is it no one? Is it the player? I don't know. But let's stick to the game. So those are the quick updates coming through. So Bruno is in, Scott McTominay is in. I'm certain those two will slide straight into the starting 11. I mean, there is not so many options. Then Lisandro Martinez, desperate to return, but told to wait. So that's where we are. So you look at that and you're thinking, where is the positive as we take on this Arsenal team that is fully charged, that must be full of themselves? Where are the positives? For me, here are the positives. One, the return of Bruno and Scott McTominay. These are two players who I think have tried to exhibit the highest level of professionalism in a group of non-professionals, if you know what I mean. I think for me, where the hope then lies is in how these two players will lift the entire team. I think it would have been a boost if Lisandro Martinez was there too. But I think the fact that Bruno is there, the fact that Scott McTominay is there, these are professional players who at least fight for the club, who know what it means to lose against Arsenal at the Old Trafford. So I think for me, that's the positive we can look on. And they might not be 100% fit. The reality is we are probably used to not playing with fit players lately. They probably could play one game and also go back to the sick bed. Scott McTominay could play 1 or 2 games and fall sick again. We wouldn't be surprised by that. But the fact that they are back for this Arsenal game, that for me is enough psychological push for these players, for the entire team to try and put on a fight and try to grind something against these Gunners who have been studying. And I've been thinking, honestly, besides the disorganization with the injuries, if you go position per position, player per player, even against Arsenal, I don't think we are way off. I don't think we are. The difference is day and night. Because you look at the goal, David Raya, who is named the best goalkeeper in the league, I don't think he's way far ahead of Andre Onana. And Onana is only exposed by the lack of a team in front of him. In the central defense, of course, in the current situation, we've got only one centre back in Johnny Evans, where we don't want to talk about the defense because, I mean, it's a mess. But you look at when all our players are fit, when Lisandro Martinez is there, when Rafael Varane is there, when Luke Shaw is there on the left. By the way, Luke Shaw as well had a setback in his recovery. He says Erik Ten Hag, I'm thinking for me it's not true. I think they're still keeping him for the FA Cup final, but I think he should be ready to come back and play. But, well, he says he will be back soon. That's according to Eric. But look, guys, I think for me, if we look at a fit Manchester United squad, a fully fit Manchester United squad, I don't think the difference with Arsenal is day and night. I don't think so. I think we've got the personnel who can actually take on Arsenal. We've got some good players in there. It is just, I think, for me, within the players that, yes, the injuries have disorganized Erik Ten Hag without a shadow of a doubt, but also some of these other players have not been fully empowered. These players who are fit and available have not been either fully empowered or they have not been put to good use by the manager, or both. I don't think Erik Ten Hag, for example, whereas yes, he has got so many injuries, I don't think really he has made the best use of the available players, because it can't be that when your entire squad is fit, you play a sort of 4-1-2, 4-1-2-3-1 or something like that, and you still play the same formation. You still play the same formation when most of these players are not injured. So you can't play the same formation because it's a 4-1-2-1 as if that's what he plays. 4-1, 2-2-1. Yes. But as if all 4-1-2-3. That's as if what he plays, because my focus is on the midfield. He doesn't play 4-2-3-1, Erik Ten Hag. It's not a 4-2-3-1. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But you see, he tries it with all the players when all players are available. It perhaps tries to make sense. When they are not available, he plays the same formation with different personalities. Now, that for me, I don't get. I don't think for me, this is what makes these other players look so bad compared to the first choice players, and you cannot blame that on the manager. I think as a manager, you should be able to adjust the players, your team, to suit. You adjust the team based on the qualities of the players you have. You should be versatile as a manager in this day and age to try and get the best out of the team you have. You should know that, yes, whereas this is how in the ideal world I would have loved to play. If I don't have these players fit, if I don't have these so many players fit, what then do I do with what I have? That I cannot be playing an old Casemiro alone in the middle when behind him is Sofian Amrabat and Johnny Evans. Or I cannot play Kobe Maino as the number 6 alone, yet behind him is Casemiro, who is not a natural centre back. He needs to be shielded. For me, and those are the bonds I pick with Erik Ten Hag, honestly. So this Arsenal game is a big opportunity for him to try and put things right. My formation looks like a 4-3-3, but I think if you break it down, you can either call it a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-2-1. Not a 4-2-3-1, but a 4-3-2-1. Or if you want to break it down even more, you can call it a 4-1-4-1. That's what it can look like as well. But regardless of how you view it, I think for me, we need to play with two number 8s, Kobe Maino and Scott McTominay now. Casemiro sitting on the base behind them. Amrabat can go in the middle. I don't want to see Casemiro playing centre back again. I think Amrabat can play better centre back than Casemiro if he's fit. Let Amrabat go in the centre back. Garnacho and Bruno Fernandez and Hoyland up top. We cannot try to come out and say, and I've seen people saying my formation, my sort of Christmas tree formation is as if giving up. I mean, allowing and accepting that Arsenal should come at us, and again we're inviting pressure. And I'm thinking, guys, first of all, we've got to have respect for a team that is better than you. But also, even if we played our game, we cannot bring a game against Arsenal. We cannot bring it on against Arsenal. We can't. We don't have the personnel to play 5 good complete passes together. We cannot do that. So what do you do then? Wait for them on the counter. Be humble. Swallow humble pie. For me, that's what I think we need to do. So Erik Ten Hag, with the update he has given us in terms of injuries and personnel, for me, that's the best shape in which he can rock this team if United is going to have any chance. Trust me, that formation will be more solid, more compact, make it difficult for Arsenal, but can quickly break into the transitions, because Arsenal do want to play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 at times. Depends, because again, Mikel Arteta is unlike Erik Ten Hag. Mikel Arteta is not a one-trick pony. He's diverse. He's trying out new things and being, creative depending on the players he's having. What exactly is Erik Ten Hag going to do about it? I hope whatever he does yields us the results. But that's it from me. Subscribe, guys. I'll catch you later. Let me know, how do you think we should line up? Should we stick to the usual Erik Ten Hag formation? On paper, he says it's a 4-2-3-1, but realistically, it's not a 4-2-3-1. It's a 4-1-3-1, something like that. So let me know what you think. My name is Webb. Subscribe, and I'll catch you later.